The stars above Kepler Gate Station looked calm, like scattered diamonds on black velvet. But inside the station, alarms were flashing red. Something impossible had just happened. A Terran freighter had drifted into the docking bay on autopilot. No crew, no signal. Only a single warning burned into the metal of its hull. Don't follow us. Don't open this ship. Security ignored the message. They opened it anyway. The freighter was empty, except for a single black box. The box was warm to the touch, as if alive. When the station commander lifted it, it spoke in a strange voice. "You have 3 days to leave human space." Everyone laughed. Some prank, they thought. A joke. 3 hours later, the station's long-range sensors died. 3 minutes later, the stars flickered. Then ships appeared. Not human ships, alien ships. Hundreds. They arrived without warning, like shadows slipping out of the dark. They jammed every frequency. They cut power to the defense grid. They took the station in less than 9 minutes. No one had time to fight. Light years away, on a dusty mining world called Frost Edge, a man named Elias Ward knelt in the snow, his hands dirty from fixing a generator. He was a quiet man, 50, his face cut with scars from an old war he never talked about. When the emergency beacon flashed on his wristpad, he just stared at it for a long moment. The code was old, so old he thought he'd never see it again. "Protocol 0, he whispered. He shut the generator off, wiped his hands, and walked to a buried hangar. Inside was a ship nobody on Frost Edge knew existed. It was matte black, no markings. He placed his palm on its hull. Lights came on. The ship's AI spoke, calm and cold. "Welcome back, Commander Ward. Humanity requires your service." On the alien flagship, Admiral Koresh stood at the viewing window. His species, the Jara, had conquered dozens of worlds. They thought humans would be the same, stubborn at first, then broken. "Do you see?" he said to his officers. "No resistance. No courage. Their station is ours. Soon their colonies will follow." But one of his lieutenants looked uneasy. "Sir, our scouts report strange activity. Hidden transmissions. Human signals we cannot decode." "Let them signal," Koresh sneered. "Words will not save them." The next night, alien troops landed on Delta Outpost. They expected civilians. Instead, they found nothing but empty streets and powered-down buildings. "It's deserted," one soldier said. "No," his captain replied. "It's bait. Too late." Explosions ripped through the landing zone. Drone swarms rose from the snow like a living storm. The aliens fired at shadows. The shadows fired back. From a hidden bunker nearby, a calm human voice came through every speaker. "You came to our homes. You thought we were prey. We are not prey. We are the storm." The alien captain felt cold for the first time in his life. Elias Ward's ship rose from Frost Edge, its engines whisper quiet. As it climbed, dozens of other dark shapes lifted from hidden silos across human space. This was the Ghost Network, warships built in secret after the first alien conflict. They had never been used. Until now, Elias sat in the pilot's chair. His hands didn't shake. His eyes burned with something old. "They woke us up," he murmured. "Now they'll see why that was a mistake." On the alien flagship, Admiral Koresh received his first bad report. A whole unit lost contact at Delta Outpost. A second gone silent near Titan's Reach. A third destroyed without a shot fired. "What is happening?" Koresh demanded. "They're invisible," the lieutenant said. "Their ships are invisible." Koresh turned toward the stars, and for the first time in his long career he felt a flicker of doubt. Earth, secure command bunker. President Mara Iqbal stared at the holographic map. Red dots marked alien fleets, blue dots, human colonies, and then gray dots began appearing, one after another. "Ghost Fleet is awake," an officer said. The president gave a slow, grim smile. "Good. Let's remind them why no one conquers Earth twice." Back on Delta Outpost, the alien captain fought to breathe as smoke filled the air. His translator unit sparked, filling his ears with static. Then a human figure stepped out of the haze, tall, armored, faceless. In its hands, not a gun, but a small device glowing blue. "What? Are you?" the captain croaked. The figure tilted its head. Then the device broadcast a simple message across every alien channel. "You messed with humans. Bad move." A war they thought was over For 15 years. The Ghost Fleet had been nothing more than a rumor. Whispers told of invisible ships hidden in asteroid fields, old Terran bases buried beneath moons, and commanders who disappeared after the last Great War. Some said they were dead. Others said they were waiting for this moment. Location: Dead Moon Outpost. Sector 17 Commander Elias Ward stood inside a black chamber lit only by red emergency lights. He stared at the ship before him, sleek, matte, and deadly. A name etched across its hull in old Terran script, Red Widow. "Are we alone?" he asked. His ship's AI replied, "No, Commander. We're never alone." Across the galaxy, old war codes activated. Vaults opened. Ships powered on. The Ghost Fleet wasn't a fleet anymore. It was an uprising. Location: Vexen orbit, alien-controlled system. A massive alien cruiser floated above a human colony. The Jara commander on board, Varel Tok, leaned back in his command chair, smug. The colony had surrendered without a single shot. Then his crew began screaming, "Sir!" A shadow just passed under us, then vanished. Shields failing, unknown interference. A blast hit the cruiser from below. No warning, no signature, just fire, then another blast. And another. The Jara ship split in two. From the debris rose a black Terran vessel, completely silent. No lights, no communication, it simply vanished. Terran high orbit. Earth President Mara Iqbal watched her map shift. Yesterday, all human colonies were red. Now, gray dots appeared across the screen. Silent ships, no names. "No call signs," she whispered. "They really did it." "They actually stayed hidden." Her top general turned. "Permission to activate Midnight Protocol, ma'am?" She smiled. "Permission granted. Let the galaxy remember who we are." Location: inside the Red Widow. Elias Ward stood in the center of a dark bridge. His crew, long thought dead, moved like ghosts around him. None had spoken much since being reactivated. They didn't need to. They remembered what was taken from them. They remembered the last time the aliens came. "Bring up the ghost net," Elias ordered. 1,000 ships lit up on his screen, hidden in comets, behind moons under oceans. All Terran, all angry and all ready. Time to wake the wolves. Elsewhere. Planet Yoran 5, occupied. Jara troops laughed in the streets. Human prisoners were lined up, weak and defeated. Children cried. Women screamed. One alien officer raised his blade, and then the sky opened. A shadow blotted out the twin suns. A Terran drop pod fell from above, crashing through a building like a meteor. From the crater, 3 armored humans stepped out. Black armor, glowing blue visors. One alien shouted, "Who are you?" The lead human spoke, voice cold through a voice modulator. "We're the ghosts you buried." Then came gunfire. Brutal, surgical, unstoppable. The prisoners ran free, and the aliens ran terrified. On the alien side, panic rises inside. "A secret war room on Zelkar Prime," the alien commanders shouted at each other. "How did we not detect them? Who trained them? Why do their weapons bypass our shields?" A single advisor stepped forward, because humans planned for revenge, not war. They built these ships for after defeat. To hunt us when we least expect it, another commander asked in horror. "How many ghosts are there?" No one answered, because no one knew. Back on the Red Widow, Elias Ward stood before his crew, eyes sharp. The enemy thought we were extinct. They thought we'd fall in line. He pointed to the holographic map. Now their supply lines burn. Their troops are retreating, and their leaders are afraid. The crew said nothing. They just smiled. Elias turned back to the stars. This isn't a war anymore. It's payback. Final scene, unknown. Alien signal intercepted. An alien distress call echoed through space. "This is Commander Reltan. Sector 4 has fallen. Requesting backup." Requesting the message cut, then a human voice replaced it. Calm, cold, clear. "We are the Ghost Fleet. You came to conquer. Now you run," humanity remembers, and we never forgive. End of Part 2. The Ghost Fleet Awakens. Her name was Mara Vale, but they only knew her as the Ghost. The city of Jarek 9 was gone. Not destroyed. Emptied. Alien forces had arrived to crush the last resistance. But what they found were silent streets, burning tanks, and messages scratched into the walls with black soot. She was here. We warned you. The first reports came as rumors. One alien patrol found their outpost leader tied upside down, his armor stripped, and a knife in his claw. Another outpost reported strange sounds at night, lights that flickered, soldiers that vanished mid-sentence. Security cams caught only a blur, a shadow, a ghost. They didn't know it yet. But she had a name, Mara Vale, and she had a reason. 10 years earlier, the fall of Nova. Reach Mara Vale was once a young communications officer, stationed on Nova Reach, a human science colony. When the aliens invaded, she radioed for help. Help never came. They slaughtered the scientists. Burned the labs. Her family? Gone. Her fiancé? Executed. They left her for dead. But Mara didn't die. She crawled through broken steel, bleeding, alone. And she swore she'd never ask for help again. She would become her own army. And then she disappeared. Now, present day, an alien strike team landed near Blackstone Ridge, a remote mountain sector rumored to be a rebel hideout. The leader, a scarred commander named Skarn, laughed as he ordered his troops forward. Find the humans. Burn them out. But what they found instead were their own soldiers, hanging from trees, their weapons melted, helmets carved with a symbol, 2 overlapping circles. Skarn's eyes widened. That's her mark, his lieutenant whispered. She's real. The ground behind them exploded. Mara stepped out from smoke and snow, wearing armor made from captured alien gear. Her helmet shimmered in the dark. Her voice came through their comms. You came to kill. I came to remember. You erased my world, so now I erase yours. Back at Alien Command, reports of the human who doesn't die had become a problem. An investigation was launched. They tried to prove she was just a myth, but the list of destroyed outposts kept growing. She had no ship. No army, no allies, and yet she left a trail of ruin. Some aliens began refusing assignments to human sectors. A few even deserted. An alien intelligence officer finally spoke up at a war council. She doesn't want victory. She wants fear. And she's winning. Location? An abandoned facility. Moon sector. 31 Mara moved silently through a destroyed research lab. Alien datapads floated in zero gravity. Her old Terran knife rested in her boot. She wasn't here to destroy. She was here to find the files. Files on something called Project Hollow Light, the alien program that had created the bioweapon used on Nova Reach. She downloaded everything, and then she burned the place. Somewhere in deep space, inside a hidden alien prison in a dark cell, a captured human soldier whispered to another prisoner. They say she's just one person. Then why are they so afraid? The other asked. Because she doesn't fight like a soldier, he replied. She fights like a curse. A transmission. Caught by the Ghost Fleet intercepted a secret alien recording. In the static, they heard screaming, then a whisper. She's here. Then silence. Elias Ward, commander of the Red Widow, listened closely. That's her, he said. Get me everything on Mara Vale. Why? Asked his officer. Because she's not just a survivor, Ward said. She's a message. And we're going to need her. Alien High Command. One last attempt. They set a trap. A fake refugee camp on a moon in Sector 513, designed to lure her. Hundreds of soldiers waited. Drones. Sniper towers. Even plasma mines. She came anyway, and she didn't come alone. Drones hacked. Turrets exploded. Gas lines ignited. In under 14 minutes, the alien camp burned. On the main wall, written in ash, "You can't kill what you already buried." Final scene, human territory, in the shadows of a ruined building. Mara Vale stood with her helmet off, face covered in old scars. Eyes burning like coals. Beside her was a new device. She activated it. Dozens of names appeared. Names of prisoners, scientists, children, survivors. Each marked with a tag, status, alive, location, unknown, risk, high. She stared at the list. Jaw tight, this isn't over, she whispered. Behind her, the symbol of the Ghost Fleet shimmered in blue light. The human who doesn't die had found a new mission. End of Part 3. The legend begins. Some planets are forgotten for a reason. Some secrets should stay buried. Location: deep space. Ghost Fleet Recon Channel Commander Elias Ward leaned over the glowing map of a star system that had been erased from most databases. It was nameless, empty, but Mara Vale had found it. "This planet," she said, pointing to the dead center of the system, "is not on any official map. But old alien research files call it Project Duskroot. What is it?" Ward asked. Mara's eyes narrowed. "A place they built, and then tried to forget. On the alien side, War Council, hidden moon base, inside a hollowed moon," high-ranking alien leaders argued. "We've lost over 30 outposts," one said. "The Ghost Fleet is pushing back across 4 sectors," another added. But the oldest among them, a grey-skinned priest of the Varn Order, slammed his staff on the floor. "You fools. The problem is not their ships. The problem is that she found Duskroot." The room went silent. "She wasn't supposed to know," someone whispered. "Now she does," the priest growled. "And if the humans uncover what's buried there, we all burn." Planet Duskroot. Orbit entry Red Widow descended through black clouds. The planet was ash-gray. No cities, no vegetation, no life. But as the clouds cleared, a structure came into view, impossibly large, stretching across miles of dead stone. A fortress? No, it was a lab. Elias Ward looked at Mara. "Looks abandoned." Mara didn't blink. "Nothing this hidden is ever abandoned." Flashback. 14 years ago, inside that same lab, a Lumari scientist screamed as armed guards dragged her child away. "You said it was research," she shouted. "You said no harm would come." The head researcher, a human working with aliens, simply tapped his tablet and walked away. Behind him, the child cried for its mother. That child's name was Lyra. She never saw her parents again. Present day, Duskroot surface, the Ghost Fleet strike team moved in silence. Drones swept the area. No resistance. But then something strange happened. No tech worked inside the building. No signals, no maps. Only flickering lights and echoes. Elias whispered, "EMP field." Mara knelt beside a wall. Her fingers traced strange symbols burned into the metal. "No," she said. "This is alien biotech. Alive. Watching." They moved deeper. Rooms full of test chambers. Human DNA samples. "Alien brain scans?" "Hybrid cloning tanks. Empty now." Siri, the team's alien medical expert, stepped forward. Her voice trembled. This wasn't research. It was weapon building. Main control room. Duskroot core, a cracked screen flickered on as Elias pressed an old panel. A video began to play. A scientist, human, looked into the camera. Log, Gear 392. "They told us this was for defense, that the neural linking would improve reaction time. But we've gone too far. We've started testing on children. On prisoners. The last subjects didn't survive more than 12 hours. I'm shutting it down. I'm sending a warning to Earth." A loud bang cut him off. Screams followed. The video cut to black. Nobody in the room spoke. Meanwhile, alien high command. "They've seen the footage," the Varn priest hissed. "Then we must erase Duskroot for good. But it's our last copy of the neural weapon data. We have others. Let the humans keep their ghosts. Burn the planet. Back on Duskroot, deep vault in a hidden chamber, the team found what should not exist. Pods, cryo chambers, each containing a subject, not alien. Not human, but something in between," Siri gasped. "They're alive." Mara stepped closer to one pod, staring at the girl inside, blue skin, glowing eyes, and human freckles. "This is what they were making?" Elias whispered. Mara's voice was ice. "No, this is who they were breaking. Each pod was labeled. One label said, Subject 001, Lyra, stable, neural map complete." Mara stepped back. "She's real." Flashback. A hidden message. Inside. The cryo chamber's system was a message left by Lyra herself. "A recording. If anyone finds this, my name is Lyra. They made me something I didn't want to be. But I remember my mother. I remember the stars. Please, don't let them do this to anyone else." Mara closed her eyes. Elias clenched his fists. Siri whispered, "This is the truth the galaxy must see." Final scene. Orbit above. Duskroot as the Ghost Fleet prepares to leave. Sensors detect an incoming signal. An alien fleet is coming. Hundreds of warships. Red Widow's AI warns, incoming attack. Time to impact. 12 minutes. Elias looks at the team. We can't outrun them. Not with the children on board. Mara loads her weapon. Then we don't run. End of part 4. Secrets of the Forbidden Planet. Sometimes the deepest wound doesn't come from an enemy, but from someone who swore to protect you. Location: orbit above Dusk Route. Red Widow warship. The ship trembled as alien warships closed in. Warning lights flashed red. The children rescued from the lab were still in cryo-sleep. No time to wake them. Shields at 43%, the AI reported. We won't make it, Elias muttered. But Mara Vale wasn't listening. She stood frozen at the console. The last enemy transmission had just ended. It said 5 chilling words. Tell Elias the black sun rises. Only one man in the galaxy knew that code phrase, and he was standing right behind her. Flashback. 13 years ago. Young Elias Ward stood with Captain Thorne Kellen, his closest friend in the military. They had trained together, bled together. During the last war, they created Black Sun Protocol, a backup plan in case Earth was ever truly lost. Only 2 people knew about it. One was Elias, the other had died years ago, or so he thought. Back to present, Elias turned slowly, heart pounding. Who sent that message? Mara looked at him. You know who. The Red Widow's door opened, and in walked Captain Thorne Kellen, alive, smiling, wearing the insignia of the Ghost Fleet, and the symbol of the Alien Research Council on his shoulder. You look surprised, old friend, Kellen said casually. Elias reached for his sidearm, but Mara stopped him. Don't, she said. We need answers. In the command room, a truth worse than lies. Captain Kellen walked slowly around the cryopods. So this is what you risked everything for? He said, tapping on the glass of Subject 001. Test subjects? Mutant children. They're victims, Mara snapped. No, Kellen said sharply. They're the future, and I helped design them. Elias stepped forward, rage in his eyes. You worked with them? You helped the aliens? Kellen smiled. Not aliens, Elias. Scientists, thinkers, visionaries. While you were hiding in shadows, I was helping build the next step of evolution. You betrayed Earth, Elias growled. Kellen turned. Earth betrayed itself. We were losing. The only way to survive was to evolve, so I joined the ones who understood that. You sold out your species, Mara said quietly. I saved it. Elsewhere. On board an alien flagship high above the planet. The Draconid Admiral Ralzan received Kellen's message. He's activated the betrayal sequence, the Admiral said. Good, replied a Varn priest. Prepare to retrieve the children. They'll never make it off that ship alive, the Admiral added with a wicked grin. Back to Red Widow. Chaos. Inside. Suddenly, Kellen activated a small device. The ship's lights flickered. Systems shut down, the AI stuttered. Emergency override accepted. Command transferred, Captain Thorne Kellen. The ship belonged to him now. Kellen drew his weapon. You could have stayed out of this, Elias. You could have lived quietly. But no, you had to wake the Ghost Fleet. He pointed the weapon at Mara. She's dangerous. She's the face of human rage, and they fear her. Elias stepped in front of her. Then shoot me first, he said. Kellen paused. That's when the gunshot rang out. But it didn't come from Kellen. He dropped to his knees, shot in the back. Behind him stood Subject 001, Lyra, awake, eyes glowing blue and gold, her hand trembling. I heard everything, she whispered. You were the monster. Bridge alarms, incoming dock breacher, a new alert rang out. Unknown boarding craft approaching fast. The AI returned to life. Mara grabbed her weapon. We're not done yet. Lyra's mind, not just a child's, as the team prepped defenses. Lyra touched one of the alien consoles. Data flowed into her brain. Wait, she said softly. I see everything. What do you mean? Elias asked. I was designed to be a weapon, she explained. But that also means I can see their network. The other facilities. The test sites? The secret labs, Mara stared. Can you show us? Lyra smiled sadly. Yes, but you won't like what you see. Reveal. The real mapper galaxy-wide hologram lit up. Hundreds of red dots. These are all the places where they've built other Duskroot labs, Lyra said. Earth was just one experiment. There are hundreds. The room fell silent. Elias whispered, My God. This isn't a war anymore, Mara clenched her fists. It's a breeding farm. Final scene, one last betrayal as they prepared to escape Duskroot. The Ghost Fleet Command received a corrupted file from Kellen's device. Inside, a list of operatives. Dozens of names, some of them, human, some of them, still active inside the Ghost Fleet. Mara stared at the list. How many of our own are still working for them? Elias closed the file, eyes cold. Too many. End of Part 5, The Betrayer Among Stars. Some wars are won with weapons. This one will be won with truth. Location, orbit of Duskroot. Inside the Red Widow. The room was quiet. Everyone stared at the holographic map showing over 100 red markers across the galaxy. Each one a secret alien lab. Each one a place where humans and hybrids were turned into weapons. No one moved. No one spoke, until Lyra, Subject 01, whispered, I can hear them. Elias Ward turned to her. Who? The others, she said. Like me, still asleep. Still dreaming, Mara Vale gripped the edge of the table. And if we don't stop them? Lyra's voice dropped to a whisper. Then the galaxy won't survive what comes next. Elsewhere. Hidden alien citadel. Council of Control. Ancient Varn priest leaned over a steaming pool of data fluid. The faces of 5 alien species flickered on holographic screens. The humans have broken the seal, he said calmly. They know, the Draconid general snarled. Then we strike every Ghost Fleet cell. Destroy the hybrids. Burn everything. No, said the Varn priest. We do not destroy the plan. We accelerate it. A new project flashed on screen. Hollow Light Protocol, Phase Omega target. Earth back at the Ghost Fleet's forward base. Planet Talon Reach. The Red Widow docked with the main. Ghost Fleet flagship, the Midnight Herald. All commanders gathered, some human, some alien. All of them angry. Elias stepped forward, placing a small black box on the table. It glowed with Lyra's collected memory files. What we show you now, he said, will change everything. Mara activated the playback, cries, screams, recordings of experiments. Footage of children wired into machines, voices begging for help. A silence fell across the room that no weapon could break. Then came the faces. Dozens of missing children, presumed dead from colonies across the galaxy. Now seen again, trapped, altered. One rebel commander stood up, fists clenched. My niece was taken in that raid. She's alive? She's waiting, Lyra said softly. But not for long. Elsewhere, Earth President Mara Iqbal looked at the same footage from her underground command chamber. Tears streamed down her face. Open the TruthNet, she ordered. But Mom, that's a global unfiltered data line. I said open it. Across Earth, Mars, Titan, and every connected human system, screens flickered, every channel, every device. The truth began playing. The whole galaxy saw it. Alien territories. Reaction explosion across alien worlds. Riots broke out. Parents who had lost children began questioning the truth. Even soldiers hesitated. Some began defecting. The Varn priest watched it all from his tower. We've lost control of the narrative, an officer said. No, the priest replied. We've lost time. Back at the Ghost Fleet, we now have allies we never had before, Elias said. But we also have enemies in places we never saw before, Mara added. The deeper we dig, the more traitors we find. Lyra stepped forward. I can help, she said. I can trace the neural code. I can expose the spies. Elias looked unsure. Lyra, are you ready for that? No, she said honestly, but I'm not a child anymore. I was built for this, Mara nodded. Then let's begin the reckoning. Next mission, the core lab Lyra activated a map showing one large red marker. Lab 0, the first one. buried inside a gas giant, shielded, hidden, surrounded by a fleet of black ships no one recognized. That's where they created me, Lyra said. That's where they perfected the neural override. That's where they keep the final version of the hollow light protocol. Final scene. Infiltrator. Detected. Suddenly, sirens blared. Red Widow's AI spoke. Breach detected. Deck 4, unauthorized life form. The team ran to intercept. They arrived to find a child, small, scared, glowing blue eyes, but not Lyra. Another hybrid. I ran, she said. I woke up early. I escaped the labs. She looked up at Elias. There are more of us, and not all want peace. End of Part 6. The reckoning begins. Location. Inside gas giant orbit. Lab 0, the Red Widow floated silently through thick red clouds, its hull groaning under pressure. Around it the stars disappeared. No signals escaped. No rescue would come. They were alone. Ahead was Lab 0, the place where Project Hollow Light began. Where Lyra was created. Where the message had to be delivered. Inside Lab 0, what they found, it wasn't a lab. It was a temple, carved into the bones of a dead alien god. The lab was grown, not built. Living walls pulsed softly like they were breathing. Inside, there were hundreds of pods, children, adults, hybrids, sleeping, controlled, and one massive core, the neural seed, glowing black and red, feeding a web of psychic energy across the galaxy. Lyra stepped forward, eyes wide. They're all connected. Elias Ward clenched his fists. Then we shut it down. All of it. But they were not alone. From the shadows stepped a tall figure in black armor. Not alien human, face covered. Voice cold. You should not have come. Elias raised his weapon. Who the hell are you? The figure removed their helmet. It was Mara Vale. No, it looked like her. But the eyes, they were wrong. Dead. Empty. She's a copy, Lyra whispered. Grown from Mara's old DNA. Built as a failsafe. The real Mara stared in horror. They made me into a weapon? The clone nodded. You were always a prototype. The final battle begins. The clone moved like lightning, fast, precise, deadly. Mara fought her own face in a battle of raw instinct. The clone was stronger, colder, but Mara was angry, real. As Elias and Lyra moved toward the neural seed, automated defenses activated. Spider-like machines dropped from the ceiling. Lyra reached out mentally. They're alive, but confused. She sent a pulse. Calm, clear, filled with her truth. The machines stopped. They bowed. She had just taken control, TUA. The neural core Elias reached the seed. He planted the device. A single button would destroy the entire psychic network. But it would also kill everyone still linked to it, including Lyra. I can survive it, Lyra said. I was made from it. No, Elias said. You're not a weapon anymore. You're a girl, Lyra smiled. A sad, knowing smile. No, I'm hope. She pressed the button herself. A psychic shockwave across the galaxy, on alien ships. In dark labs, in secret bases, systems went dark. Pods shut down, neural links shattered. The hybrids woke up. Some screamed. Some cried. Some fell silent. All were free. The clone's last words, Mara's clone lay on the floor, beaten. But her eyes were wide, almost peaceful now. We were never supposed to feel anything, she said quietly. But I felt fear. Mara knelt beside her, gently closing her eyes. You weren't a monster, she whispered. Just lost. The final escape lab 0 began to collapse, sucked into the gas giant's core. Elias carried Lyra, unconscious but breathing. Mara limped beside him, bleeding but alive. As they reached the Red Widow, the entire sky behind them caught fire. Lab 0 was gone. So was the neural seed. 3 weeks later, Earth Broadcast Center. Across the galaxy, screens lit up. A single message played. The face was Lyra's. She looked tired but strong. To every species, every world, every child hiding in fear. We are not your weapons. We are not your property. We are not your experiments. We are alive, and we remember who helped us, and who tried to break us. This is not the end. This is the beginning. The signal ended, but the echo spread for years. Final scene. On a quiet beach, somewhere, Safe Elias sat beside a fire, older now. Lyra skipped stones in the water. Mara walked barefoot in the sand. The war was over, but the fight to protect the future had just begun. A nearby child asked Elias, "Are you really the man who led the ghost fleet?" Elias smiled. "No," he said. "I was just the one who answered when someone knocked." End of Part 7, the last message. Humanity fought back. But more importantly, humanity protected.